welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully you're having a beautiful Monday. And if today is your first time watching my video, my name is Tirumedi Heartbeat of Nations, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And if today is your first time, please consider clicking on the subscribe button. And if you're my whole subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. Today I have an interesting topic, and this is a very popular stories about Nigeria and Ghana. Many people know this story, but many people do not know the history. But today I'm going to be telling you the history about the famous Ghana Must Go that happened in Nigeria in 1983 by then Nigeria President Shehu Shagari. But do you know what the beautiful thing about this history? I learned that in 1969, yes, 1969, Ghana was the first person that I won't say chase, that said Nigeria should leave their country. So it was like a payback time with what happened in 1983. Listen, if you're watching my video, welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel, I'm not trying to create enemy between these two countries. No, I love Ghana so much, and I love Nigeria so much. And I just want you to learn something. And many people don't get the message of most of my videos, especially the Ghanaians. They always have problems. They always say, leave Ghana alone, blah blah blah. Bro, take it easy. Drink a cold water and chill. Okay? Ghana is in Africa, and I am from Africa. Do you know during the slave trade, many slaves were taken from Nigeria to Ghana, and many slaves from Ghana were taken to Nigeria? Even Benin Republic, Togo. Do you know that you as a Ghanaian, you as a Nigerian, if you take a DNA tomorrow, just like the way African Americans are taking their DNA, do you know that if you take your DNA tomorrow, you might have connection with some other African countries you might not even like? And there's something I noticed before I get on to this topic. I need to address this place. There's something I noticed about these Ghanaians. Some of them are so bitter. Especially when they hear that name Nigeria. Some of them are so bitter, and they sound like you stole something from them. And I'm not saying this is all Ghanaians, guys. Don't get me wrong. But most especially those Ghanaians that have not traveled out of their country. But those ones that have traveled out of their country, those ones that have traveled to Europe, Asia, different countries, those ones, they are more friendly and they are more mature when they comment or when they talk to you in person. But those that have not left Ghana before, they are really, really bitter. And like I said, I've been to Ghana before, and I don't blame them. Anyway, I'm not here to compete with anybody, and Nigeria is not competing with anybody. One thing I love about Nigeria, to me, is that we don't compete with people. We focus and we try to get our goal right. Because when I look at the comment section, I've never seen in Nigeria that come and say, and leave Nigeria alone, don't compare Nigeria with Ghana. It's always the Ghanaians, so I don't know why they're feeling so insecure. Anyway, let me take it to today's topic, right? I said Ghana Must Go. You remember the story of Ghana Must Go, like I asked before. The ugly history of Africa's most famous bag. The ugly history of Africa's most famous bag. Yeah, that bag was so innocent, but they dragged the bag to what he knew nothing about. Let's get onto it, guys. And please, once I drop this video, before you comment, please try to watch this video to the end and try to get the message before you comment. Like I said, this is not a competition. This is history. I'm going to be reading and showing to you guys today. It said in 1983, Nigeria expects 2 million undocumented West African migrants, half of whom were from Ghana. The study check bag into which they packed their belongings have become a symbol of exclusion and intolerance nearly 4 decades later. The region is yet to confront its emotional baggage. This was by Chola Lawan in Accra. He said it was the bag that made up Solomon Akwaye. This is a Ghanaian man. I hope if I didn't pronounce that name right, I'm really sorry. Akwai Asindu mine. They were cheap, ordinary bag. They had no name and came in blue and red. So in big and medium sizes, all checked. They were wanted in Lagos market with an intensity never experienced before. Nigeria traders sold out of the bag as hundreds justly to get as many as they could to pack their things into. The bag had always been popular. They were big and spacious and sturdy enough for long-haul travel. But it was when people started calling them Ghana Must Go bag that the young man knew it was time to leave. The bag followed him home as he crossed 2 countries to return to Ghana, and 36 years later they still stare at him from stores on every corner with the same course name. They represent a period of despair that many Ghanaians will rather forget. I was not ready to leave, said Akwaye, now 67 years. I had just one bag with me. Say the year was in 1983. The day, January 17, Akwaye had just listened to Seun Shagari, the Nigerian leader who favored long hats, declared the expulsion of an estimated 2 million undocumented migrants living in the country. Half of them were Ghanaians. If they don't leave, they should be arrested and tried, sent back to their homes. Illegal immigrants under normal circumstances should not be given any notice whatsoever. President Seun Shagari said Akwaye and millions like him with no papers were told to get out within 2 weeks or risk jail. If you break a law, then you have to pay for it, said the president. 2 years before, Akwaye had arrived in Nigeria with zero cash and 100 hopes. He had followed the road train leading through Aflao in Ghana to Lomé in Togo, and then onward through the Seme border between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin. He was not the only one. Clicking his tongue at the memory, the time everybody was going, there was money in Nigeria. There was indeed. In 1958, Nigeria struck oil as a young, soon-to-be liberated country with population of 100 million. First, Shell, then Mobil and Aji set up shop in the country to drill oil commercially. The oil money was steady and hope were high that Nigeria could prosper despite the brutal military regime that marred that period. In the 1970s, the economy exploded when oil prices soared worldwide. The golden decade had arrived, and this country became Africa's wealthiest security is titled Giant of Africa. By 1974, Nigeria oil well were spitting out some 2.3 million barrels a day. The standard of living improved. There was an influx of people from farm into the cities. When they traveled, robust iron buses were generally preferred over cheap plastic sack. The influence came not just from within Nigeria, but from across the region. Ghana was here. nothing was working in this country. While Nigeria was booming, the closest English-speaking neighbor, Ghana, was going through quite the opposite. A deadly mix of famine and insurgency was precipitated by a crash in price of cocoa. Ghana was the world's largest cocoa producer in the 1960s, and in the 1966 coup, which started independent leader Kwame Nkrumah. At the time, the country population hovered around the 7 million mark. By several million people decided to journey east and try their fortunes in prosperous Nigeria. Ghana was hell, said Dr. Mawuli Adju, a retired English lecturer from the University of Ghana. Ghana was close to a failed state, and like Akuyé, Adjei was forced to leave. Nothing was working in this country, Adjei said. Speaking from the garden chair of East Accra home, money was hard to come by when he did have it. He could not use it. Food was scarce. He could not buy even a tin of milk. At grocery store, queues were common. Recruiters from Nigeria came to Ghana looking for people who would like to teach or take up casual jobs. The job Nigeria themselves were unwilling to do, but Adjei, jobless even with a degree, had missed the call. Determined, he traveled on his own to the Yoruba town of Ejigbo in Nigeria, West Africa, stayed with an uncle. Ejigbo felt like home. Many here were also from Ghana. He said, okay. And Adjei mother tongue, a way flow like wine from their mouths. Unlike Adjei, Akuyé was uneducated. That did not stop him from making it in Lagos. Then the capital city, where big money was rolling in, he made enough to send back to his wife and child. His first job was molding building blocks. He landed another as a guard in Victoria Island, an elite suburb where he opened gates for important people. He loved the calm. It was so quiet that in some places certain cars were not allowed to move so that they could not disturb the rich folks. So many Ghanaians went to Nigeria that it seemed like every Ghanaian family had a relative working there across the 19 states that existed then. There are now 36. Primary and secondary school were filled with Ghanaian teachers who were well known for their trueness and their pankas. The long sumbled beating stick wrapped lovingly in sticky tapes for hardened stick. Love office, shoe repair shops, ice cream parlors, restaurants, and brothers were flooded with neighbors from the west. Life was good. Akuyé was lucky to secure a small room meant for domestic worker in one of the mansions that line Kofu Abayomi Street there. He made friends with big men. I even knew Captain Gowon Jr. I knew him. Akuyé swears, jumping at a memory. Captain Azaya Gowon is the younger brother of General Yakubu Gowon, the one-time military head of state. He was staying at Plateau State Governor House, and I was there as a security man. On the weekend, he joined the large crowd watching criminals being executed at Bar Beach. Then he hit Banku, a Ghanaian specialty, and drank with friends. Even on his small salary, things were affordable. I would go to Agege Market to buy food for the whole week, and it would not reach 5 naira, he recalled incredulously. And then came oil crash. Global oil prices started to dip in 1982. when large consumer markets such as United States and Canada slipped into recession and demand was low. By 1983, the price of barrel had fallen to $29, down from $37 in 1980. At around the same time, the US began producing its own oil, further cutting demand and causing excess supply. Nigeria, its economy almost exclusively reliant on oil, was hard hit. By 1982, 90% of the country foreign reserve had been wiped out, according to Washington Post. Food prices skyrocketed, and salaries became erratic. Ajay, who had taken up a job as a public teacher in Kishi, Western Nigeria, felt the pinch. State government could not pay salaries after 2 months. Poor policy decision at the highest level of government only made things worse. Ghana nightmare was being replayed in Nigeria. As it began to feel the crush, Nigeria started to turn inward. By 1982, politicians started to use words like aliens in their manifesto in preparation for the 1983 general election. They blame African migrants, especially Ghanaians, for the failing economy. Ghanaians had taken all the jobs and brought crime to Nigeria, and if elected, they would chase them out. They promised. It did not take long for this animosity to spill all over into relations between Nigeria and Ghanaians. Akwiye heard stories of Ghanaians being physically harassed and tried to keep out of trouble. Even with a weakened economy, Lagos Victoria Island was a gift and most people were nice to him. So when the announcement came that morning of January 17, Akwiye was torn. He did not remember now how much it cost to get the legal paper, but he had not bothered about it until then. No one really had. So at start, Akwiye thought he could avoid leaving. Ghana was still unstable with the military regime that was battling uprising. He had no reason to go back, but after the announcement, the hostilities had grown. Rumors spread that the government had ordered locals to beat up any illegal Ghanaian still in the country by January 31st deadline. So those plastic check bags were everywhere. Every outed, Akwiye packed some for a friend who decided to leave early to beat the crowd to the border. By the 30, Akwiye knew he could not risk staying. I left there. I remember that it was the 31st I left. That was the last day. I left around 7:30 in the morning. He said, "You will say you won't go. If somebody kill you, who are you going to ask?" The border were a disaster, crammed with desperate people carrying chairs on their head, dragging their church bag and selling off whatever they could. They could not afford. They could not lift to make money to pay for fare that had doubled. Millions screamed out through any possible exit they could find, through Shaki in western Nigeria to northern Benin, down south. At the Seme border in Lagos, scrambled would kill many. Dozens were loaded onto open haulage truck headed for Ghana. But Jerry Rawlings, Ghana military head of state, had ordered the border with Togo to close. These disease coup plotters and insurgents, so there would be no passage for days. In response, Togo closed its border with Benin to avoid a refugee crisis. Cars stole bomber to bomber from Benin Togo border to Lagos, with people caught in sweltering heat and without water. Disease spread. The United Nations prepared to send in aid. The League of Red Cross Societies airlifted 500 tents, 10,000 blankets, and thousands of buckets, according to Washington Post. So there was one crucial difference. The Nigeria were rich. there was one crucial difference: the Nigeria were raped. The international community condemned Nigeria's decision to expel foreigners, but RJ is convinced it was long coming, that Nigeria leaders consider it as overdue and necessary payback. When he was 14 and in elementary school back in 1969, he had witnessed the then Ghanaian Prime Minister Kofi Busua invoke the aliens compliance order and deport an estimated 2.5 million undocumented African migrants, the majority of whom were Nigerians. The Nigeria had grown annoying enterprises. Their business acumen sharper to the discriminant of Ghana businesses. Even in Ghanaian instability, Nigeria traders managed to have everything and at cheaper price, as you said. The resulting fear choked Nigeria affected. Most had intermarriage and traced their route back to trade relationship between the two regions, even before Corona rose. There were one crucial difference between the Nigerians expelled from Ghana in 1969 and Ghanaians expelled from Nigeria in 1983. The Nigeria had money, said Green Udume, a Nigerian major entrepreneur who had lived in Ghana for a decade. I have interacted with those who were affected. Unlike the artisans and teachers expelled in Nigeria, they were rich. They were traders in kola nuts who made big money and built houses. They left their houses or sold them cheaply. Nonetheless, in their haste to flee, the Nigeria deportees suffered. I saw what it was. They were struck in Aflao, Togo border. People died there, and it was a humanitarian issue. As Jay said, the government announcement has emboldened ordinary Ghanaians who touted the foreigners even before the deadline. Ajay remember chat of go home, what I used to do here. The deadlock in 1983 were finally broken by Ghana, which reopened its border and sent ships to Cotonou in Benin to reduce the number of traveling by road. Many fell into the sea because of the sheer volume of people scrambling for a place on a ship. Squeezed into one of those ships, Akwaye looked around, marking falling faces and identifying people he knew. All my friends were there. I saw my brother too. I did not know he was in Nigeria. We met in the ship. He said, we went back to farming and raising 6 monkeys through Ghana bad time. Nowadays, he preferred to remember the Exodus in 1983 with grace. What will you do? He asked. The person on his thing is ready to take it from you. You don't have anything to say. You just give him. Ajay is not so forgiving for what Ghana did and not for how Nigeria returned the favor. He had left his teaching job in 1984 as Nigeria crumbled and headed to Libya to teach English. A year later, then military ruler General Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria current president, announced another expulsion, this time of all foreigners, including those who had residence permit. About 700,000 were again forced out. It was another stab in the back for Ghana that was already doubled over in neighboring Ivory Coast, where Ghanaians had once migrated to. Hemase, the phrase Tombe, Komele Ghana, falling like Ghana, became a common idiom. The country economy suffered some more before a step climb up after intervention from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The tit for tat explosion haunted relations between Ghana and Nigeria for many years. They still do. Even though Nigerian music play on Ghana radio station every morning, Ghanaian actors are a Nollywood staple and trade between these two countries in road health. Nigeria has never officially apologized to Ghana for 1983 and 1985, and Ghana has never apologized for 1969. Ajim blamed bad leaders who had said in their failure to deliver, whipped up nationalist sentiment and used foreigners as scapegoats. That even though there is still little evidence to suggest that the absence of foreigner leads to healthier economy, what they did was unethical, illegal, and just some kind of populist nonsense, and they got the population behind them. He said, it's very easy because the majority of citizens are so valuable, easy to manipulate, and they buy into these things and say, yes, you are suffering because of these people are here. The Nigeria Anti-Foreigner Directive happened despite the Economic Community of West Africa, ECOWAS protocol, introduced the decade before, that allowed for some form of movement for West Africa in the region, provided they had the right paperwork. But that's not the point, argue Ajire. Paperwork is foreign to the region, where people have for centuries moved around uncovered by the often arbitrary border imposed by the colonial powers. Ghana banning order, meanwhile, was a betrayal of Nkrumah landed Pan-Africa, he says. But like a song stuck on replay until Nigeria settlements are building up a second time. For a younger generation, the tension is often expressed in friendly social media battle and in a debate which countries has the better accent or cook better jollof rice. A West Africa delicacy. The young ones do not remember much about the exposure apart from what their parents have told them, nor do they feel particular vindictive. But the thought of Ghanaians must go linger. Nigeria chased us away, and now we are doing better, a young Accra-based journalist said matter of factly. As Nigeria battles insurgents and crumbling economy, present-day Ghana is stable, boosted by revenue from gold, cocoa, and oil. Its electricity has attracted more foreign investors and more West Africans, including an estimated 2 million Nigerians on the other hand, and about 500,000 Ghanaians currently living in Ghana. On almost every street in a store displaying Nigeria green and white flag, while market in Makola and Kumasi vibrate with Yoruba and Igbo Nigeria language. But like a song struck on replay until Nigeria settlements are building up a second time in Kumasi store owned by Nigerians, were forcefully shot last August for not complying with harsh national law. The law disregarded ECOWAS agreement that encouraged free trade. In reality, said Odume, the Nigerian media entrepreneur living in Ghana, it is because locals feel like Nigerians are taking over, so they come up and ask Nigeria to leave their market. Many point out that non-Africa, including Lebanese, Indian, and Chinese who trade in the country, are treated less harshly. Nigerians living in Ghana complain of being targeted and blamed for rising crime level. A bad international reputation only gets worse. Recently, a kidnap case was linked to a Nigeria convict. Between 2008 and now, 723 Nigerians have been deported from Ghana for prostitution and yahoo or cybercrime. Meanwhile, Ghana came on attracting a different group of people, not Africa, but from the black diaspora, continue to promote its year of return celebration. This is marketing stunt that play on brutal history of slavery. 2019 marked 400 years since the first boat packed with enslaved Africans left the coast of Ghana. Akwaye has not visited Nigeria since he left in 1983. He has not had a cause, and he doubts if he ever will. But he treasured the memories regardless. He said, wandering away from the noise of the school where he now works as a security guard, and down hilly path from where he can see Accra run over hilltops in distance. He had seen Ghana at its lowest, felt the rejection of being alien in Nigeria, and now baffled at the news of Nigeria traders facing trouble in Kumasi. If something is here and I meet it, I will buy. This is not force to say you are spoiling my market because you are not from Ghana. How can one person sell everything? He asked. His hand spread out, questioning. He shook his head, turned and lumbered back up the hill, past the store, still selling in Ghana must go back towards the school. Anyway, this is the bag. This is the, if you are not from Nigeria or you are not from West Africa, this is the famous Ghana must go bag. Okay, this bag was an innocent bag that was dragged to nothing he knew about. So this was the history of Ghana must go. So I think according to this article, I think three or two different people was the one that told us this history, and these people were the people that experienced what really happened in 1969, 1983, and 1985. So if you were born then, or you witnessed all these things by then, or your mom, your granddad, your auntie told you about this story, let me know what you think on the comment section. I know many Ghanaians will still come on the comment section and say whatever they like, but like I said, this is history. History was written there for us to learn from it, but not to make the same mistake. So let's unite Africa, let's unite Nigeria, and let's unite all the black people all over the world. So let me know what you think about this history in the comment section. Don't forget, my name still remains the Heartbeat of Nation. I will definitely see you on my next video. God bless Africa.